What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angelica Fitzgerald if you are new, and if you are not new, welcome back. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about self-tanners and we're going to get self-tanned together. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what I do, how I self-tan myself regularly, what I use, what mitt I use, just everything self-tanner related, which I actually recently just started like maybe 3 months ago, tanning myself regularly, which I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. I always tan myself for an event and I always feel my best at an event. And so I thought, like, why am I not doing this regularly so that I feel my best all the time? And it's an at-home tanner, so I can do it whenever I want. So anyways, I just started doing this regularly and I love it. And the self-tanner that I've been using this entire year that I have been sharing on my Instagram, if you follow me there and I've ever gotten asked what tanner I use, it is the Coco and Eve Sunny Honey Self-Tanner. So I use the shade Ultra Dark. It does come in medium dark and ultra dark. This video is not sponsored, by the way, so I have no obligation to say this. I genuinely just love this tanner. So before we get into this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below to keep up with my future videos. I am starting to get better about saying this a little early in the video. If this is the first video you're watching, I have just gotten back to YouTube land. I took a huge break when I was pregnant and for maternity leave once I gave birth to my son, and I have just recently, like this month, started to post regularly again. So I'm still trying to like remember the old ways of my intro and all of that stuff. So anyways, go like and subscribe, that would help me out. Also, I will link everything I'm using in today's video down below for easy access, and some of those links are affiliate links, so like keep it transparent on here. Those links don't cost you anything extra. I will just earn a small percentage, and that is what allows me to do this wonderful job on YouTube, so wanted to let y'all know about that. But if you are ready to get tan together, see what products I use, how I apply, and just talk about all things self-tanner, let's get into this video. Okay, so just a couple of simple steps if you are brand new to tanning I want to share before we get into talking about self-tanners. So the first thing you're going to want to do is exfoliate, make sure your skin is super clean and put nothing on it. So I always self-tan right after I've taken a shower. As you can tell, my hair is still wet. I am going to put it up in a minute. And then don't put anything on following your shower. No deodorant, no creams. No, nothing. The cleaner and fresher your skin is, the better the tan will stick and the longer it will last on your skin. So when I get out of the shower, I'm not gonna put this on today because my hair is actually starting to dry a little bit. I'm just gonna put it up in the clampy, but I usually put it up in one of these little head towels. This thing is awesome because normally my hair is like soaking wet. So this is a fiber towel. It helps it dry faster. It obviously keeps it up, and I can dry my hair quicker while I'm self-tanning. So one of these is a really good little thing to just add to your self-tanner routine. It's not part of your self-tanner routine, but it helps dry your hair quicker. So when you're done self-tanning, your hair is a lot drier than if you didn't use one of these, and you can get these anywhere, Amazon, Walmart. I will link this exact one. It's been great. I've had it for years. So I highly suggest one of these. It's what I do as soon as I get out of the shower, put my hair up, start to let it dry, and then get to my self-tanning. So as I mentioned, we're using the Coco Eve self-tanner. This is my current favorite self-tanner. Like I said, I've been using it all year long. It is probably one of the prettiest brown, bronzy tans I have found. If you've watched some of my other videos, I have done a review on the Cool Off self-tanners, on the Tarte self-tanner, on the Bali Bod self-tanners. They're all, you know, at the end of the day, self-tanners don't vary too much. A lot of them depend on your own skin. So some of them give different shades of brown, and that kind of depends on your skin tone. And then some of them, in my opinion, last on your body a little bit longer. I would say my second favorite to the Coco Eve is the Bondi Sands one. I think I said Bali Body earlier. I meant Bondi Sands. I'll put a photo of it here. That's a really great one as well. But this one, just for my skin tone, which I have really fair skin with like an olive undertone, so kind of greenish, if you will. This works so well. It just makes me look super brown and like a real tan. That's the end goal with a self tanner, is that we look like we just got a real tan, and this one does it for me. So again, it does come in different shades. If you're not wanting to get super duper dark, it has a medium and a dark, and this one's ultra dark. I like to get ultra dark. I'm also so fair skinned naturally that I need the help of ultra dark, but you have the option depending on how dark you want to go. And then I've been using the Coco Eve mitt to apply it, which this is the best mitt I've ever used. I have used the Cool On mitt. I have used the Bondi Sands mitt. This is the best one. It has these little like microfibers that blends so seamlessly. You will not have streak marks. This will not soak up the product as well, so it's not like you have to use more of the product because the mitt soaks up half of it. And I have used this for what? I started using this in like February. So I've used the mitt since February and it's in great condition. I just throw it in the wash every couple of times I tan and it's as good as new. So I would highly suggest, regardless of your favorite self tanner, checking out this mitt because it works so incredibly well. Okay, that I think is all I had to share about the pre-tanning process and a little bit about the tanner. Just make sure you're freshly clean, exfoliated, and no product on. Pull your hair up and we are ready to start tanning. So I got my Stanley because I got every single light on in this room and I do not want to sweat while putting my tanner on. So ice cold water is gonna be a must in this video. I'm also gonna film from a different angle today. If you watched last week's video, I filmed for the very first time a try on haul and I tested out one corner of my office. Today I'm gonna test out a different corner. So let me know in the comments which backdrop you like better. I'm just kind of testing out some things since this is a new office and I'm just starting to get, you know, into the groove of how I want to film consistently in here. So let me know in the comments which backdrop you like better. Oh, also last thing I wanted to mention for the self tanning, clothing. So this self tanner does not come off in your bed sheets or on clothing. Like, it is so good at just staying on your skin. However, a fresh tan, like the minute you put it on, it's gonna be a little wet and sticky and at its most like vulnerable to come off, if you will. So don't touch water for at least 8 hours after applying a tan. And then secondly, I wouldn't wear clothes that you love after you put a self tanner on. And that just goes for any self tanner. Even though this tanner does not come off on clothing, you might get a little bit on your shorts, or you just might get a little bit on a shirt, like directly following your self tanner. So I would just advise you don't wear clothing you love. I have like a big baggy shirt on, as you can tell. And this is just gonna be what I hang out in for the rest of the day because it's not a shirt like I greatly care about. I know it's gonna get a little bit of tan on it and that's totally fine. So just wanted to put that out there. If you are brand new to self tanning, sometimes tanner can get on clothing, so just don't wear something you love directly following your self tan. All right, let's get into this video. I'm gonna put my swimsuit on and we are gonna get tan together. Okay, you guys, let me know what you think of this background. I just realized you'll be able to see the reflection of my booty in the mirror behind me. So not sure we love that, but just like I mentioned, testing out different angles. And I have like a big window right here, so I think the lighting's pretty darn good. Anyways, let's get into tanning. So I'm gonna be up closer for my upper body, belly area, and then I'll try to back up. I don't know if y'all are gonna be able to see my legs. I will have to put my leg like on my chair, I guess. So you might see me. This whole filming while I'm self-tanning thing is kind of weird to be honest, but it's like a very highly requested video and I figured we would give this a shot. I also have a mirror over here, so if you see me looking this direction, I'm just checking to see if I'm even. So anyways, I got my mitt on this hand. I don't need that much. I just did like a pump and a half to start on my arm, and I kind of like spread it around a couple different spots, like my forearm, the inside, and my upper arm. And then I just go to town and I go lightly over the outside of my hand. You see how even this is? Like, this mitt is magical. You know how weird it feels to be doing this dressed? Like, normally I do this naked, so the fact that I have a swimsuit on is interesting for me. So there, you can already see one arm versus the other. Like this arm has such a nice color to it, and this arm is about to have such nice color to it, but it's such a pretty glowy brown. Like when my whole body's done, I always feel like I wish I was naturally this tan. That's how much I love it. So we're gonna move on to chest. And I always bring it up my neck when I do this. And don't forget your armpit. And I do get my back, but to start off, I get like the top of my shoulder, just so it all dries evenly in together. So off camera, I just went and tanned my boobs. One thing I'm mindful of, since I am still breastfeeding and pumping, is I don't tan my nipple. Like I leave a big part of it untanned, just so there's no chance of any kind of tanner or any product I use that's not like nipple friendly, like getting into his food. So that's just something I'm mindful about. If you're not a new mom, pay no attention to that comment, but that's just something as a new mommy I'm mindful about. So anyways, I just got more on. I'm gonna do this part of my chest. And I wait until the very end to do my face, because we don't want our face to be like super duper dark or like we fell in dirt. So I don't even use a full pump. I just use whatever's left over on my mitt and run that all over my face. So again, just the tops of the hands. We do not need to tan the palm of our hand at all, because naturally that is not an area of our body that gets tan, and we want this to look natural. So no need to tan the palm of our hand. Now you can tell the difference between my whole upper body and my face big time, but do you see how pretty this color is? I'm really, really happy with this self tanner, like the color of it. So I'm probably gonna rave about that the whole video, but it just looks so nice and natural. So I'm gonna go ahead and back up, and we're gonna get my tummy, and then I'm gonna do my legs with y'all and then show y'all how I do my face. Okay, so when I back up to get my tummy, I'm out of my mirror's view. So I'm just gonna have to eyeball this, so wish me luck. I also think my stretch marks, I've mentioned to y'all that I have some stretch marks now. You can kind of see them right here. But after birthing a 12-pound human, I got some stretch marks, and I feel like having the self tanner makes them look so much less noticeable. They're so much lighter. So that's just like a little plus that I love about the self tanner, is that it minimizes the appearance of my stretch marks. All right, so I'm just gonna put my leg right here, and we're gonna tan the leg. Hopefully you can get a good idea of what I'm doing. But I just did like 2 pumps, and I go everywhere with my thigh. I did off camera just get the rest of my lower tummy and Brazilian area. This tanner, for those that want to do any part of their body that might have a tendency to be more sensitive, it does not irritate at all. So I do my Brazilian area every time I tan, and I never have like breakouts or any kind of reaction to the Coco Eve tanner. So if you're worried about that, this is a great tanner if you do have some sensitive skin spots. So for feet, I know you guys can't like really see what I'm doing here, but I'm going over my foot the exact same way I went over my hands, like just kind of like the rest of my body. I'm not like focusing on one area too much. You definitely want to get the tops of your toes, the side of your foot, the back of your heel. And you don't need to have too much product on the areas that would tend to have buildup, like our heels. We don't need to put a lot of product there. Like kind of all around where our foot bends and just the skin is tougher, because that'll accumulate tan more than like a soft, smooth part of our skin. So just be mindful, you don't need to put a lot of tanner on rough parts of the skin. The same goes for the knee. Just go over it with what you already have on your mitt. You don't need like a separate pump for your knee area. So So the color difference of one leg tan versus not is insane. I'm gonna take a photo and put it on the screen and show how good the tan leg looks versus the not tan leg. Just so y'all can see the difference. It's an instant darkening with this self tanner. So you don't have to wait for the tan to show up. However, it does continue to get darker for I think 12 hours. So whatever it looks like on your skin, it will look darker in a few hours. This also gets darker based off how many layers you put on it. So if you keep putting more and more tanner on, you will get darker. So you don't need a lot of product. This is the only bottle I've used this entire year. And like I said, I started to do self tanner regularly, like bi-weekly, like 3 months ago. But I still used it probably like once a month before then, all of 2023. So it's lasted a while. You don't need a lot of tanner. A little bit goes a long way, and unless you really want to be super duper dark, you don't need to apply like a bunch of layers. So the next thing I'm gonna do off camera is the whole part that's covered by my swimsuit, like my lower back and my butt cheeks. So when I come back, my butt cheeks will be tan, but if you are tanning along with me or taking note, butt cheeks would be next. So now that my cheeks are all tan and I've done my lower back, the last thing I like to do is my upper back and my face. So I feel like back is another area that like it holds color really well. So you don't need a lot of product to get your back nice and tan. Now they do have new products that you hold and you can get your back more evenly than what I'm doing, but this has always worked for me. So if you don't have like a self tanner glove, that's one of those long things that goes back and forth, you'll still look absolutely fine. And there you go. Back is nice and tan and it's pretty even, and if there's any chance of it not being like perfectly even, after you take that first shower, this layer of like thick heavy duty tan that like sits on the surface will be gone and it will be all even and blended together. So last thing I'm gonna do is just take what's already on my glove and go over my face just a little bit. Again, we don't want to look like we fell in dirt, which is really easy with self tanner. So I'm just gonna go in really briskly and get my face a little dark. Don't forget your ears, and don't forget to kind of connect your neck and chin area so it just blends nicely. Get your hairline. If you do have like a fiber towel drying your hair right now, make sure you lift it back behind your hair so you don't have like a line on your head. Just kind of blend the tan into your hairline, your nose, your eyelids. This stuff is totally safe on your face. It's safer on the eyes. It does not break me out at all. Also, just for like finishing touches, I make sure my tan is all the way up behind my ear, like my hairline on my neck. I make sure it's all the way in there. But I have had some self tanners that I've used on my body totally break my face out, and this one does not do that at all. It's very, very skin friendly, I would say, and I have somewhat sensitive skin, and this doesn't bother any part of my body. So we are all tan, our backs, bellies, chest, legs, feet, the whole body. So I'm gonna go ahead and get dressed now. I'm also gonna share some videos of what this tan looks like the next day. So keep on watching to see how dark it got the following day. It's gonna be really bronzy and dark, but after a shower, it's gonna be perfect, and it's gonna last like 2 weeks. So we are really, really tan. Holy moly. I promise, even though I look a little crazy right now, this will look so good. Self-tanning is one of those trust the process things. You basically will look really wonky until all of a sudden you look golden bronze tanned and gorgeous. So once you're done tanning your entire body, just double check it, make sure there's no little spots you missed or didn't blend as well. You can technically shower same day after the self tanner and after most self tanners. I like to self tan on a day I know I'm not leaving the house and I can be in like baggy clothes like this, so I don't have to shower until the next day. So it's got like a full 20 to 24-ish hours to really set on my skin. And I just feel like that makes it last longer, at least from my experience. So I would recommend that if you have the option. I know sometimes we just need to tan and then we have an event later on in the evening, which I've done that before too, where I've tanned almost right before my event. And it works. You just probably will feel like sticky the whole time. And that's another thing I wanted to address, the feeling after you self-tan. It's gonna feel like it's gonna come off on everything you touch and you're gonna feel sticky and grimy. That is kind of how it's supposed to feel, like right after you self-tan. So I'm gonna stay in my baggy, comfy clothes the rest of the day while I let this set. And I am gonna insert a clip of tomorrow morning waking up so y'all can see how dark it is. I think it's beautiful. And when you wash it off, it doesn't fade. So if you think it's gonna get a little lighter once you've showered, it doesn't really do that, which I like, but some people might think it's gonna lighten up. It doesn't really do that. So whatever color you wake up as, you're gonna be that color for a couple of days. And I like that. It doesn't fade that quickly. So here's that clip of tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. I just woke up like a minute ago. So I am gonna go into my bathroom and show you all the tan. I am looking dark from this angle with this lighting, but let's go to the bathroom and see how I look. All right, here is the color we got. Oh, you guys, I need to pump so badly, but it is so pretty. I'm just in love. Now, once I take my shower today, it'll be perfect. Here's a quick look at my legs. Hopefully the shadows bring out the true color for you guys, but it's such a pretty bronzy, glowy brown. I love the way my legs look. All right, jumping back to today instead of tomorrow morning. As you could tell, it was super dark and the color is just so nice and brown and bronzied. And once you shower, it looks so good. When you put your makeup on, it's just the prettiest color and it lasts about 2 weeks. So that's a really good lifespan for a tan, I think. So if you're interested in a self tanner, I would highly suggest this one. It just works so well. And I always feel great after I've gotten my bronze on with the Coco Eve self tanner. So I will link it down below if you're interested. But other than that, I hope this video was helpful. If you wanted to know a little bit more about self tanning and which self tanner I use. But thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.